Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. We're George and Martha.
Hello.
And today we'll be recapping The Real Housewives of New York City, Season 11, Episode 17, Jesus, the Countess, and Joseph. It's the season finale.
I'm kind of sad.
I am too, about a lot of things.
A lot of things.
That was very scripted. So we have this scene. Luann is getting ready for her Christmas spectacular, the Rockette. The Nutcracker. She looks like the Nutcracker. She looks like the Rat King. And she has this little exchange that's absolutely for the cameras. This guy, it looks like he's trying to be an actor.
He's trying to remember the lines.
Yeah, it's really bad. And she's like, so I heard from everybody. He's like, oh, did you hear from, what was that woman? Ramona? No, oh yeah, she's not coming. She's not coming? So, no. What a shit friend.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I don't think Ramona's a shit friend. I think Ramona's a shit person sometimes, but I wouldn't come to her cabaret.
And I knew she wasn't going to come. She pretty much made it very clear that she wasn't coming. She probably just agreed to come when they were in the jazzercise class or whatever the fuck they were doing, just to appease this psycho bitch.
Yeah. No, she even told her back then, I'm having a party that night.
Yeah, she did.
She's ridiculous. I wouldn't have gone. I think Bethenny was too nice to say, okay, well, I'll come say hi. I wouldn't have. This cool sculpting scene, again, felt scripted. It was almost as bad as the hustle scene. What's going on with Tinsley? It's very like the producers are coming in. Dorinda, just tell Sonia about Tinsley. I actually don't think Tinsley's with Scott. I am not buying into the conspiracy. I think they're just looking for something to shit on her over. Because as Dorinda says, I think it bothers Dorinda that she feels like she doesn't know enough about Tinsley. She's like, well, all we ever get from her is fine, and I don't have a boyfriend. I want to get married and have a baby. That's it. We don't know anything. Okay, well, you know what? I can see why Tinsley's a little guarded with the group, and I think Tinsley's been pretty open about things. They've been mean to her.
They have.
They're always mean to her. I don't know. Dorinda, I have mixed feelings, because Dorinda sometimes is so sweet, and other times I'm like, you're such a bitch.
Yeah, I feel the same way. And Sonia mentioned vaginal resurfacing. Is that the same thing as vaginal rejuvenation?
I have no idea. I think one is when they tighten it up and the other is something else. I don't know.
I was just curious because there's like a 300-year-old in Boca who had it done.
That's horrifying.
I had a horrifying life in Boca. 7 years.
This was terrible. Poor Bethenny. I feel really bad.
I do too.
It really affected me. I was really upset seeing her like
I do
that.
too, and I'm like putting myself in her shoes. I would be so afraid, so anxious, her saying she didn't want to be alone. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, Martha, you have to sleep. I know you're going to be covered in cat hair, but you have to come and stay at my house.
And I would. That's the sad thing. And I would be like not telling him, but I'd have like 20 EpiPens. Because I've heard horror stories. I knew a girl in my high school who died. Like the EpiPen broke. I've known several people that had incidents and they were prepared for it and they still died. So I would have like 800 of them ready to go. And if he didn't react quickly enough, I would just keep jabbing him.
I would be like,
He'd overdose. Poor Bethenny. This girl cannot catch a break. I relate to her sometimes, but I haven't had that happen.
No, but she was crying the other day, and she reminded me so much of Bethenny. She sounds like her.
When I cry, I cry like Bethenny. I think maybe that's why I feel so bad, because I feel like I imagine that happening to me. But I don't know. I just think she's been through so much at once, and that's adding to this. And Luann, who is a fucking asshole. The other day, Twitter, somebody tweets Bethenny, look what Luann liked. And it was a tweet where somebody said, Bethenny's always so dramatic. And Luann likes that. After everything Bethenny has done for you, the poor girl has a near-death experience. Like, that was bad. She went into the ICU. It's not like Bethenny like had a bad reaction and vomited all night and said, oh my God, I almost died. She literally almost died. ICU, the whole bit. And you are liking tweets calling her a drama queen.
Oh, yeah, because she's so level-headed.
Yeah, you have a real good head on your shoulders there, bitch.
Bethenny's...
That was harsh. Jesus.
Bethenny's boyfriend is cute.
I think they're going to get married.
They are. Was that the first time we've seen him? She's kept him very private. There's those pictures.
I've seen him around on social media. He's a nice guy. She puts him on her Insta story all the time, and he hates it, but he seems to be good for her. They just bought a house together in Boston.
What does he do?
He's another business guy who has a lot of money, and he's not shady like I think her ex was, or the one that died. I think he was into some shady shit.
Yeah, well, I mean, he lived in Trump Tower.
Yeah, I hate to say it. I'm very sorry for what happened to him. I hear he was a very nice man, but anybody who dies in Trump Tower probably had shady shit going on.
And of course the conspiracy theorists are all over
Oh,
that.
yeah, he knew Manafort, he knew this. No, he just... I don't buy that. Not at all. But I'm glad she has a new guy who seems to really love her and saved her life.
And the housekeeper came in.
Lainey. I know, she came and hugged poor Bethenny. Sometimes I hear people commenting, like, Bethenny's always alone. She only has her driver and her housekeeper. But I think some of her friends probably just don't want to be filmed. I think Bethenny does have friends. And people love to say Bethenny has no friends, but she does.
I mean, she's a good person.
She has friends. I don't think they always want to be on camera. I wouldn't want to be on camera.
No.
Although, if you were on a reality show, I'd probably appear.
Oh, you would. Oh, I mean...
But if I had one, like, I know almost everybody in my life wouldn't want to do it. He would do it. But
it would just be you and me.
So, some of the ladies have arrived at Luann's cabaret waiting to say hi to her because they all have to kiss the ring. And Ramona is very busy being a party planner because, she's good at that. She's taken over this catering hall, wherever the fuck they are. I don't even think it's a catering hall, but she's just like, the lady's like, you want a job here?
It's the back room of a restaurant.
Right, it is. And she's just taking over. She thinks she's Martha Stewart, but I would rather be with Ramona right now. Because Dorinda is all kinds of mean. Poor Tinsley shows up and she's like, oh, look, another nice dress. What, is that a crime?
Yeah. Fortunately, Sonia
comes waltzing in, saved by the Sonia. Hi, it's Luann.
Yeah. I forgot my jacket. This was from the hairstylist.
Poor Barbara shows up. They, like, completely ignore her.
So interesting. I was thinking just the whole arc of this season. Barbara was just... We were disgusted with Barbara, and now we just sort of take pity on her.
I feel really bad for her now. We hated her in the beginning. She didn't get along with the ladies well. She wasn't a good fit. But now in retrospect, looking back on it, we were all mean to Barbara.
Yeah.
The recappers, we were mean to her. Other recappers were mean to her. The ladies were mean to her.
But to her face, like you said, we would have been nice to her.
I never would treat a person like that. No, I think they all felt threatened by her being added to the cast, and they just didn't want her there.
Dorinda, we would have treated horribly, especially maybe not, but in this moment,
Dorinda's being
and
so
Luann.
Horrible. So poor Tinsley just lost a dog. She doesn't want to talk about what happened with Bambi. I would feel the same way when something is fresh and you're out for the night and you don't want to start getting emotional and messed up. She's just like, I'm fine. And that bothers Dorinda. Dorinda doesn't like that. She doesn't want to talk about it. How disrespectful. She's like, oh yeah, you're not human? Wind me up. She is human. She just doesn't want to talk about it right now. And they keep pushing it. She's like, so I didn't know you could thaw out the dog. She's like, this is really weird talking about this. So is it a different texture after?
It was horrible.
That is so mean.
Why is she so upset with Tinsley?
Because Dorinda, I hate to say this. Actually, I don't hate to say it because at this point she deserves it. She's a bully.
She's a bully, but...
She's a big bully, and she picks on people. She looks for people to pick on when she's upset about something else. The truth is, she's mad about Luann. She's mad that Luann gave Bethenny a jacket and that Luann was nice to Bethenny, and she thinks that she was worse to Luann than she had been. Like, she keeps comparing herself to Bethenny. Like, well, you were so much worse to Luann, and you get your ass kissed. What's up with that? And she doesn't have the balls to confront Luann about her feelings, so she's being passive-aggressive to the weakling, which is Tinsley. Because the other ladies won't take it from her. What's she going to do? She's not going to fight with Bethenny, because Bethenny, she just can't hold her own. She's not going to fight with Ramona, because Ramona will be like, whoa, Dorinda, what's your problem?
Yeah.
And the only one that she can pick on is poor Tinsley. And she did it to Barbara before. She was mad at Luann about Luann's behavior in the Berkshires, and then she took it out on Barbara that Barbara didn't like the shark room. Negative cunt. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
I know that I look back on it, that was very strong language over the shark room. She takes out her frustrations on other people.
And she also...
Yes, she has a drinking problem. So, that was terrible. Luann's already being insufferable. They come. They're there. That's not good enough. Where's Bethenny? Where is she? She's being Luann Crawford. It's as if Joan Crawford had a movie premiere and everybody's there, all her fans, all her adopted children.
Yeah.
Where's Christina?
Where's Christina? I knew you were going to say that.
And Sonia's like, no. Bethenny had a near-death experience, like really, like for real. She was in the ICU, Luann. She couldn't be here.
Is she coming later?
So she's not going out tonight at all, right? Like, God forbid Bethenny takes a walk down the block. Because then she would have been well enough to come kiss the ring. You don't want to spend time with anyone. She doesn't even want to be with them. She's like, I'm getting ready, Senorita. I'm getting ready. I mean, I have my show. Where's Bethenny?
And on top of it all, Luann, you're dreadful.
I feel like she's going to show up at Bethenny's apartment like Mommy Dearest. Bethenny, get out of that bed.
Wasted.
Yep. She's going to have like 10 mimosas after the show.
And then she's complaining, I have to prepare. I have to go on in 15 minutes. Like she's some method actress.
Oh, yeah.
Taking the stage. We got fucking, Cherry Jones up there.
Oh, yeah. No. Don't mess with the star. Gotta respect the star.
So talented. She has to treat her instrument.
Have a craft.
Sucking dick. How do you do it? Okay, this is the question I was having. Why are gay people, first of all, always surrounded by these women? And why do they love this show so much? It seems that the gay guys working at the merchandise counter and the guy that she was bitching to with the blue or the green or the purple hair are the only ones who can really tolerate her.
I guess it would be like you working for Rosie O'Donnell.
But Rosie O'Donnell's talented. Rosie O'Donnell's... Really? You're going to work with this vapid bitch? Come on.
I think they're just excited to be on TV. And they know they're going to be filmed. And it's all opportunistic. I don't think anybody is actually a real Luann fan. Like, I've noticed we've trashed her in every recap we've done. Not one person has defended her. And I don't see it on Twitter either. Very, very few people. And I suspect that they're just Luann with fake accounts. Jingle bells,
whoa!
Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh.
Such an inspiration. People in the audience are eating it up. Some seem to be laughing at her. Others seem to be like really into it. I think we would. What would our faces be if we were sitting there? I would have like...
Yeah, we'd be holding each other like...
Martha, no. Stop it. Martha, look over there. They're crying. Martha, look, they're crying over there.
This is fucking ridiculous.
We're going.
First of all...
Barbara.
Right. Barbara's telling somebody that... And she said on Twitter it was taken out of context, which I'm sure it was. But she said, she can't really sing. Which she can't. So... I'm not insulted by that. I wouldn't be insulted.
And Luann knows that.
She can't really sing. And Luann's cracking these jokes that are things people say in meetings, particularly when they're new.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
When they get like their first, how many days do you need to speak now? 3 months?
Probably 3 months.
Yeah.
I loved rehab so much I went back another time.
And she thinks she's so funny.
Original.
I did love rehab. I did. I loved it so much. I went back a second time.
And you know she heard that in a meeting.
And
she's like, I gotta write that down. I gotta write that down.
Her kid is there. Victoria's there going, pretty sure no one has a mom like our mom. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right. Your mom's a horrible person, and I feel sorry for you.
And her mom's there, just staring at her.
And Luann says something that is very true, which I'm surprised to hear her say for someone who's so delusional. She's like, my mom is there. I mean, she had 7 children. How much attention could I get? I need the audience. Yeah, well, that's why everybody goes into show business. I just heard Ray Romano in a very funny interview say that if it weren't for negligent parents, there would be no show business. I could have been an accountant.
It's true.
It's true. I could have had a normal job.
Yeah.
And then we get to see the surprise party. John, you could tell, is so used to being berated that he tolerates Ramona really well. Because Ramona seems to think John would
have the cakes.
Everything. John, where's the cakes? I don't got any cakes. Whoa, what are you talking about? John, all right, just go hide. Come on. And then he's like, all right, hey, everybody, come on, go hide. Let's go. Hey, you. Let's go. Be dry cleaning. And Dorinda is genuinely shocked. She sees her daughter. That was nice.
I like her daughter.
I do. I like her too. But then they have to pick a fight with poor Tinsley. Tinsley's like, I just feel like you guys are being so weird to me. And Dorinda is just got that mean look on her face. And they all sit down. So he's like, well, you wanted to tell her from a place of love. No, Sonia, but okay. And Dorinda is like not getting to the point. She's like, Tinsley, you still in the mix? And Ramona's like, you're still with Scott. I'm not going to drink. And she just disappears. It's like Ramona and Bethenny are like producers on the show. They know how to like get the drama going. Let's move the ball. Come on. Hey, just get it out. Dorinda, you take too long. You missed your cue. Just tell her you're still with Scott. What's the matter with you? We need a monologue. Just tell her. Start the fight. And Tinsley gets really sad. Are you kidding me? And Dorinda's argument really doesn't make that much sense, which is that you're dressing up. You live in a hotel. It's like, first of all, mind your fucking business.
Yeah, that was my first thought.
Tinsley's way too nice. Tinsley, you gotta like cut a bitch. I would be like, you know what? Let's talk, Dorinda. Who paid for your house in the Berkshires? How do you live? Who paid for your apartment in Murray Hill? What's your finance situation like?
Do you think Dorinda's jealous of Tinsley?
Very. Dorinda's a very jealous person in general. And I think she's very angry and she's taking shit out on Tinsley. And I'm like thinking to myself, Tinsley was living in a hotel before she met Scott. That was her whole thing. She gets to be like Eloise, and then Carol introduced her to Scott. She's rich. She's a rich girl.
Yeah.
It's fine. She's a nice person. I don't care if she's rich. Good for her. She's nice. She does a lot of charity work and stuff. She's a good person. Yeah. I've gotten that impression. She just rescued 2 dogs from Yulin, like Lisa Vanderpump.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like Tinsley, and I don't like the way Dorinda's acting, and this is ridiculous. To attack someone over that? What is your problem? I would never bother someone and be like, yeah, I don't like you because it just seems like there's a lot you're not forthcoming about.
There's so much talk about Luann and her alcoholism that you don't really think about Dorinda. Do you think Dorinda is drinking, and that's what prompts these things? I don't know. Because she seems like she has that drunk almost look in her eye.
But she's not drunk all the time. She wasn't drunk when she was telling Bethenny that she was mad that Luann was nicer to her.
No, but this experience when she was confronting
she does seem
Tinsley.
Drunk. Yeah, big time. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's some people that are annoying Pollyanna types that pretend they have a perfect life, like the entire cast of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. That's annoying. But Tinsley's not one of those people. Tinsley, we've seen have these massive breakdowns. She had a breakdown at the circus. She has breakdowns over her boyfriend. She had a breakdown over her dog. I don't think she's been concealing her vulnerability. She just doesn't want to talk about things at certain times, which I think is appropriate behavior.
Yeah.
Poor Bethenny. Bethenny's in the car on the way to her s'mores and whores party, and she's talking to Albie, who's dressed like Santa.
Yeah, I don't understand that. They're trying to have like a heart-to-heart, but it's really hard to figure out why he's dressed as Santa Did Bethenny make him dress as Santa? Did he think it would be funny? Or would it make Bethenny feel better if he was dressed as Santa?
I think Bethenny wanted them all to be in the holiday spirit, and he seems like a playful guy, and he was willing to do it.
Yeah.
But she starts crying about the experience and how she feels like she actually can't wait to see everyone, which I'm sure she doesn't often feel like.
No, I just want to hug them.
She just wants to see everyone and give everyone a hug. I, yet again, got all choked up because I felt bad for her. And then she talks about having this experience of feeling her dead ex pulling her. And she felt like it was her way of telling him, no, I'm not going with you. I'm not going to die. And that's it. And she tells the driver, I know I talk about him a lot. He's like, yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that she got some closure. I believe her.
What do you mean?
About her experience. When she
yeah.
says that, I don't think like, oh, Bethenny's nuts. I think she really felt like he was holding her back.
Yeah, I agree with that. I believe that.
Sometimes you need a near-death experience to jolt you.
That scares
Luann.
me.
So then Bethenny arrives at her party, and she's being really affectionate and loving to everyone, and Ramona is like telling her she's glad they're in a good place. And she's like, you give us a real scare, Bethenny. I mean, although for almost being dead, you look really good. Death becomes you.
That was good.
Typical. And I think Bethenny's happy to get an insensitive Ramona comment.
Yeah, it was really nice just seeing them all
Being loving
and affectionate.
Of course, we know Luann's not going to give a shit about what happened to Bethenny, but they all seem to really care about her.
I found it interesting that she would have oysters at the party.
That was so funny. Oh my God. So yeah, she's got some guy just shucking oysters for people.
Yeah.
And Ramona gets very sexual with her oysters. She's like, mmm. And Bethenny's talking and she's like, this is how Ramona is with the vagina. And then Sonia takes her oyster and gives it a little sniff first.
I love it.
And they're like, oh, you sniff it? And she's like, that's my advice for Harry Dubin. Sniff it before you suck it, Ramona. Ramona's, Bethenny's like in the corner dying. Sniff it before you suck it. So good. Hey, you know what? She's right.
Yeah. So Martha is concerned that I'm going to come... Actually, we're both concerned that I'm going to come across as homophobic and that our page will be flagged or something.
Yeah. So
we have to clarify that I am, in fact, a homosexual with, like, a lot of... What would you say? Like, I'm self-loathing. And so you're not supposed to agree. You're supposed to go, oh, no, you're not. But I don't try to hide it. That's what's kind of annoying.
Not at all.
Then people ask you. Someone asked me when I was doing that play, that old woman. She goes, I should have known you live alone with 3 cats. Yeah, and one of them's named Blanche. Isn't that fucking obvious?
Well, when I first met you, I was like 99% sure, but I wasn't 100% sure, and I didn't want to say anything until you commented. Because I was like, what if I'm wrong? It was almost completely obvious, but not that obvious.
That's so weird, because I don't think I try to hide it.
Not at all. I just think that you're just... I think in general you have an understated personality. There's a lot about you that's a little bit of an enigma until someone gets to know you.
Yeah.
A lot. You just seem like, who is that?
Yeah.
You don't wear it all on your sleeve.
I think that's a lot of... I've
been told the same thing.
What?
That I'm
a bitch.
Yeah, like people are like, I was so afraid of you until I met you.
That's why I was drawn to you.
And then I wondered if he was gay. Everyone who's my friend is gay. That's true.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything the traffic will allow. Nowhere do you get that happy feeling when you are stealing that extra bow.
That's what she does. She steals every fucking bow, or at least she attempts to.
I just got very lightheaded trying to carry that as Luann.
I'm kind of lightheaded too, and I wasn't really I was doing like a Luann / a Merman.
She thinks she's Ethel Merman.
Oh my Christ almighty.
That's showbiz, girls.
Well, they're complaining before she arrives at the S'mores and Whores party that she's the one, because Ramona blames Barbara for ruining the surprise for Sonia, but actually it was Luann, because when Ramona told Luann that there was a surprise party planned, Luann kept demanding that Sonia stay and visit her before the cabaret, and she knew that it was going to cut into the time of her surprise party and ruin the whole thing, so that Ramona's had to tell her, you can't stay, Sonia, because you have to come to your surprise party. Luann's such a bitch. And so then Luann gets there, and they're talking about...
Well, before she gets there.
That's right. Before she gets there, they're upset because... well, they're not really upset. Ramona's upset because she sees these candles that Luann had. You know the kinds that are like fake saint candles like with celebrities?
Are they no, those aren't votives.
The big ones.
Yeah, the tall ones.
So they have them like for the Golden Girls and shit like that. And now they have a Luann one. And everyone's like, whoa, I use candles to pray to God.
All of a sudden.
I pray to God. I pray for protection for Avery and me and Maria.
That's ungodly.
It's very ungodly. It's very sacrilegious. I think she's just annoyed, and I love what Sonia says. Just, God, deliver us from Luann.
Yeah.
I feel the same way. Totally feel the same way. So Luann gets there, and they're complaining because they're like, Lou, we showed up to see you, and you rushed us out again. You treated us like fans. Like, why did you make us come?
Girls, that's showbiz. Ask anyone. That's showbiz.
Who gives a fuck what it is? That has nothing to do with this.
Yes, well, J-Lo, life is not a cabaret. And she's still saying that.
You know what, girls? Life is a cabaret, and I'm living mine.
Okay, we'll see how that cabaret ends.
Yeah, not living it for long. And then we go to, I don't know if this was before Luann arrived. I don't know if this was pre or post Hurricane Luann. Sonia trashing Barbara.
Yeah, they're like, where's Barbara? And Sonia's like, she's never here to bond with the group. And Ramona goes, well, she's just she's not one of us. Ramona, Sonia, Luann, we're just a different breed.
Oh, she's kind of right about that. She is right about that. But Barbara has been trying so hard, whether it's, she does it, in a good way is one thing, but Barbara's been there trying. Maybe she's just given up.
They're really mean to her.
That was weird, and it surprised me coming from Sonia for some reason. I don't know why.
Luann doesn't seem to believe that Bethenny almost died, which is corroborated by the tweets that she's been liking that are shitting on Bethenny. But she's like,
oh, you look very good for someone who almost died.
Luann.
Fuck you.
Really, fuck you. What a jerk. That's what she is. She's an asshole.
I just want to say the other thing that I do really liking is that how happy Bethenny seems just to be around everybody. She threw this fucking party, did she not?
And she's even nice to Luann, and she hugs Luann, and that's really sweet. And she's like, I love you. I really love you. I mean, you really drive me fucking crazy. You are sometimes really fucking insufferable, but I love you. How could Luann watch this back? Because Bethenny's being so sincere. She really is being loving. And be shitting on her on Twitter now.
Fucking bitch.
And then Tinsley is trying to patch things up with Dorinda, which she doesn't need to because Dorinda's in the wrong with all of this.
Yeah.
She's like, look, bitch, if we're going to fight about something worth it. I'm not even with Scott. Come on, just don't talk about Scott anymore. And she's like, well, actually, I'll talk about whatever I damn well please, but whatever. Okay, when you come on, Scott. Dorinda!
Why do you care?
She's really picking on her. Being a bully, Dorinda, it's ridiculous.
It's all about the attention. It's the attention that Tinsley's getting and Dorinda's not getting. And then there's the attention that... Oh, I'm having a brain fart. Hold on. It's the attention from that Bethenny is getting because of her health scare. Luann's pissed off about that.
She just... I don't know what her problem is. And then she says that she doesn't like the way Tinsley's trying to make up with her. She's like, I would have preferred if you told me fuck you. You would have... You know what I think it is? She's mad that she's not as relevant. And she knows that to stay on the show, you really need a good hook. And she's not bringing enough drama, so she's manufacturing the drama. They all have real drama going on. Luann has the cabaret and arrested and blah, blah. And Bethenny always has drama, whether she wants it or not. And Sonia's a cuckoo bird, and Ramona's just never going to get fired from the show because Ramona's an OG and she's classic. And Tinsley, I think, has brought a lot.
Especially this season.
She's been great. Dorinda's the only weak link this season, in her mind. I don't think Dorinda's going to get cut from the show, but I think she has, like, that urge to, like, make sure she's relevant. And she doesn't like that Tinsley's not taking the bait. It's almost like she's like, listen, Tinsley, we're on a reality show. If I pick a fight with you, you better have a fight.
Tinsley's over it.
This was fun. I like when they're all getting along. Although, I have to admit, I hate the last episode of Housewives of New York when they show us the little cards to give us their update because it means it's ending. And I get very sentimental about endings. Mm-hmm. And it's my favorite. But they did give us some quality material here. So Bethenny got a piñata. And Sonia's having a ball beating it up. And Bethenny's just screaming, rip his dick off, Sonia! Rip his dick off! And then all these sex toys come out. And Sonia's like, oh, a vibrator. And then we hear Luann Crawford, I need a vibrator.
I think that's my favorite.
She dove, too. It was so funny. As soon as she hears Sonia going, I need a vibrator. I need a vibrator.
I think it's my favorite line of the episode.
That
my
was
favorite
great.
Moment.
That was great. And then Bethenny was really sweet, and she felt bad about Sonia's surprise being ruined. And she got her a cake, and Sonia's like, that's so sweet. And Luann has to take over the happy birthday singing. You know, normally when people sing happy birthday, it's like, do it with me. Happy birthday to you. And what do we hear? Happy birthday to you. She sticks out so loud.
Yeah.
Such a demon.
And then, strippers?
The strippers were really weird.
Awkward.
It was very awkward. It was like, hello.
Here's your cake, and then there didn't seem to be like music or anything to you know, I don't know.
These are some weird strippers. I don't know where Bethenny found these strippers, but one of them almost threw Bethenny out of a chair, and she comes back like, that's my second near-death experience.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barb was groping one's ass with her talons.
She's very awkward with her moves. And Luann sends us off with this. These girls better get used to my cabaret because it's just getting bigger and bigger. And I'm going to ride this wave as long as I can.
And they better be happy for me.
It was so Norma Desmond. We'll make another picture and another picture. Another cabaret and another cabaret. That's what it was like. Bigger and bigger. I don't think so, Lou. See how that goes. But that's it. That's all she wrote. We have the reunion to look forward to. And as a special treat in honor of the finale and us getting through the season together, Barbara's book has dropped, Heels of Steel, and I will be doing a dramatic reading as Barb the Builder of an excerpt from Heels of Steel.
I haven't heard it. I'm very excited.
And with that, thank you so much for watching. I'm a little sentimental. It was like our first real foray into recapping.
Yeah.
And what better way to do it than with the ladies of New York? And we're so grateful for our viewers and your comments. Some of them are so funny, and we read them all. We send them all to each other, and we crack up. And some of them we actually are very moved by. And I have to give a special thanks to Bethenny Frankel for her nervous breakdown, because that episode put us on the map. Bethenny, if it was not for you, life is not a cabaret.
Sicko!
Sicko! Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Goodbye.
Bye. A reading from Heels of Steel by me, Bob the Builder, otherwise known as Barbara K. Delmonico took a step toward her. Yeah, but say I agree to your terms. 50% union, 50% whatever dregs you bring in. What are you gonna do to sweeten the deal? Are you talking about a kickback? About money? He shrugged and grinned. His teeth were yellow and stained. Money or... He let his eyes drop to her breasts. Whatever else you think might make me feel good about things. She folded her arms over her chest. Not if you were the last man on earth, Delmonico. He laughed and reached for her. Look at them nice big titties. She grabbed his wrist and twisted just like her dad had taught her. Ow, shit, that hurts, he yelped. She twisted harder. You know what else I've got, Delmonico? A nice big mouth. You'd think the press would like to hear the story of the union head who molested the sweet, innocent girl contractor. She glanced at the ring on his finger. You think your wife wants to hear about that too? She threw down his arm. He sneered at her as he rubbed his wrist. You're gonna be sorry you ever met me, Steele. She turned to go. I already am.